Howdy, tribe. In this week's installment of Minimalist Monday, I'm going to open the discussion up to you guys here because I really want to get your all's opinion. You might remember a few months ago I shared with you my water purification setup. Of course, this isn't entirely it, but in a nutshell, this was pretty much everything. It's missing some survival straws and aqua purification tabs, but in essence, I have my Sawyer Squeeze system with a number of adapters. Of course, like I had mentioned previously, the idea with that was that I could use it with any number of bottles that I might find while out in the bush, and then that in conjunction with the main bladder I have in my pack should be enough to ultimately cover all my bases. Very versatile system, very light, and it also fits in a very small package here. A lot of minimalist hikers use this system, so it's a pretty tried and true setup. I know it works well, and it has a lot of different uses, some of which I haven't even necessarily gotten into because I don't have my gravity bag set up here as well. That being said, after I posted that video, one of our tribe reached out to me. This is Max Level EDC, that's his handle on Instagram. The dude knows everything about everything, has a lot of really good information. In fact, he's something of a purveyor of information. Knows everything there is to know about survival gear in particular though, so if you have a question, I definitely recommend you reach out to him and ask it because he's incredibly helpful, incredibly knowledgeable. But so anyways, after he saw the video, he reached out and actually suggested that I look into the Grayl. He had become a full believer in this thing. It's basically his primary go-to for water filtration. He takes it with him everywhere from day-to-day, everywhere in his day-to-day experience, and has nothing but good things to say about it. After having tried using this in Montana, I actually have to agree with him. This thing was incredible. We didn't drink a single ounce of water that didn't pass through this first. It makes your water taste great. It has an activated carbon filter, so it will take out viruses, heavy metal. This takes out pretty much everything you can think of that could be a contaminant in your water. And it's a really easy system to use, really effective. But that being said, I think its primary use, or where it fits in best, is for like car camping or as a travel bottle. If you're driving cross country, traveling international, this thing's bloody brilliant. You can reduce the amount of trash that you create by not having to buy pre-filled bottles of water, and it's it's easy to clip onto something or to carry. Obviously, very, very functional system. My main drawback with this guy is the filter is good for, they say, maybe 250 liters of water depending on the turbidity of your water. And that in comparison to the Sawyer Squeeze system, this guy over here can function almost indefinitely, especially since you can backwash it in the field and keep your system going. Whereas this guy, if you're using it with some muddy water, your functionality is going to diminish very, very quickly. So that's kind of the issue that I've run into. Max Level EDC was kind of suggesting that this might be a nice alternative to my Sawyer setup for backpacking because it's one and done. It's got your water storage, it's got an incredible water filter. It really does a lot of good things. But what I've discovered, and this might just be an issue for me, but I go through a huge amount of water, so I know I want to be carrying a water bladder. This bottle, it's kind of deceptive. You think it's all of this, but actually that's how much water space is in this bottle right there. It's not quite as big as you think. It's 24 ounces. So a lot of the space here is for these other components which contribute to its functionality, but not necessarily part of the water storage system. So I know that's not enough water for me, although it is easy to fill up. It doesn't necessarily store as easy as a water bladder might. And with all this stuff in a pack, this is of course easy to slip into one of the side pockets on my pack and forget about it. This, on the other hand, as a primary canteen, it's kind of an awkward shape for most packs. Not to mention this rubber ring that they've put around the bottom, which is great for traction when you're trying to, push this in and close it down all the way to filter water. However, this rubber lip is very, very sticky, and it makes shoving it into a pack as well as pulling it out kind of awkward. So, that being said, I'm now wondering if maybe I'm missing something, and I might be able to split the difference between these two. I know there are those independent pump systems. I never actually tried using one, but I do know that they make some really effective systems that can purify water as well as the Grayl, but are in smaller packages that can fit in something like this, so that way I can still utilize my independent bladder. If you guys have ever tried using the Grayl in the bush, please let me know what your thoughts are about it. Like I said, I haven't taken this one backpacking, so I don't know. It's just my gut is telling me this still isn't quite right for backpacking, especially long-term backpacking use. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Tell me if you've used one of those little manual pumps that just connects between your water source and your water bladder via tubes, and of course your pump in the middle. If that works or has worked well for you, let me know, because I don't know, you know, I feel like I had done a good job really covering my bases with versatility on this setup, but I can't argue with the quality of this filter. So yeah, that pretty much sums it up for this week's installment of Minimalist Monday. I look forward to hearing your thoughts. Please leave your comments in the section below. Thanks for watching. You guys stay safe out there. Have a nice week.